Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Jameer Baptiste, and let's queer up business. Wilton Manors Black-owned business Chocolate City opens doors to pursue South Florida LGBTQ plus diversity. While President Trump and radical voices of the GOP today are not celebrating any diversity by saying Black and LGBTQ plus should not be recognized with History Months, it does not mean it's not vitally important. Black-owned LGBTQ plus businesses are critical because they promote economic empowerment within marginalized communities, fostering inclusivity and visibility, and contribute to a more vibrant and diverse economy. Studies show that LGBTQ plus Black-owned businesses have more important contributions. This includes economic empowerment by creating jobs and wealth within the Black and LGBTQ plus community and overcoming inequalities. They increase the visibility and representation who are underrepresented in mainstream business and societies. LGBTQ plus Black-owned businesses contribute to community building and also serve as hubs for community gathering and networking support. They have a culture impact to remember history and embrace our unique differences. LGBTQ plus Black-owned businesses challenge systematic barriers of discrimination and contribute to dialogue to dismantle barriers. Perhaps most importantly, this special business community creates innovation to focus on problem solving that may not be addressed by other mainstream businesses and that support customer satisfaction and contributes to a more competitive economy. In essence, supporting Black-owned LGBTQ plus businesses is not just about supporting individual businesses, but about fostering a more just and equitable society where all individuals, regardless of race and sexual orientation, have the ability to thrive. Jason Nunez, Executive Director of Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber, provides a direct understanding of the importance of LGBTQ plus Black-owned businesses in our community when he said, quote, Black LGBTQ plus owned businesses are not just vital economic contributors, they are transformative forces that uplift our community by promoting diversity, inclusivity, and resilience. By supporting these businesses, we invest in a future where every voice is heard and every identity celebrated, significantly enhancing the fabric of the Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce membership roster and the LGBTQ plus and allied business community in Broward County, end quote. LGBTQ plus owned Black businesses' importance is growing in Broward County. The presence of Black LGBTQ plus owned businesses in the Greater Fort Lauderdale area is vital for fostering diversity, economic empowerment, and community resilience. In Wilton Manors and Fort Lauderdale, these businesses not only contribute to the economic landscape, but also provide a safe space for marginalized voices, promoting inclusivity and representation within the local economy. According to recent data, there are approximately 10,000 Black-owned businesses in Broward County. Of these, it's estimated that around 3% are LGBTQ plus owned, highlighting a unique intersection of identities that enriches the business community. This means there are an estimated 300 LGBTQ plus owned businesses in Broward County. Some examples of LGBTQ plus Black-owned businesses include Lions Lab, a business consulting firm in Broward County. In Wilton Manors, there's a facious-focused massage therapy. And in Fort Lauderdale's prestigious Los Olas is a journey, payroll, and HR. Let's take a closer look at LGBTQ plus Black-owned businesses by looking at the only LGBTQ plus Black-owned social, and nightlife safe space for the queer community in Wilton Manors called Chocolate City. We are lucky to have two of the three owners of Chocolate City with us here as anchors on Queer News Tonight. That would be Mark and Todd over here.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be in that list of just a few Black-owned businesses in Broward County?
It's different, but I don't think we knew we were going to get into it. Just dove in there. But Mark has businesses. I don't know if they're registered in Broward. I have a business also, but it's nothing new to us. It's just new to us in the LGBT area.
In the LGBTQ plus space.
Right.
And that even makes the pool even smaller because you guys are the only Black LGBTQ plus owned and operated bar in Wilton Manors of all of South Florida as well. So
we didn't know this. We didn't really pay attention. We didn't know that.
We knew it, but really wasn't aware of how much it's going to affect the community. We bought the bar in a 7-hour transaction.
Wow.
It was not a planned thing.
No.
It was something that we knew we were going to lose the one spot that was here in South Florida to go out that was about to close up. And we said, we have to do something so we have somewhere to go. And we started out very small, very modest. And we built this over the last year. We didn't even have a full liquor license when we first started. We didn't even know about a full liquor license.
No.
So we learned a lot along the way. And we also learned that the space is needed. We didn't realize how much is needed. How many people just felt tolerated in our community when you're out with your friends and your family. They didn't have a place of their own. People tell us, this is our space. We can come here and feel comfortable. Even the people who come, because we do a lot of live entertainment, there's things that they can do at our place because it is a Black-owned bar that they can't do at the other establishments that they work at. Because they don't have that history, they don't have the understanding of the music. They can just do a lot of different things.
And I think what is essential for us to recognize is that, yes, we need these establishments in our community, but just as much as we need them, we need to support them, right? We need to make sure that we stand side by side with you guys and patronize your establishment so you can continue to provide this resource for us, which is a resource. We normally look at resources in terms of medical needs and education needs and things like that, but to have a safe space to go to that you could call your own is a necessity. It builds a sense of community, a sense of safety, a sense of a just and empowering environment,
Well, just on the economic front, when we make our dollars go straight out of our pocket into someone else's community.
Right.
And then when you're here, at least it's going to make at least 2 stops before it goes
right.
to the
right. And I think that is a big point, because a lot of people, and I don't want to say a lot of people, but let's just talk in general terms, we have places to go, or we don't necessarily have our own place to go, but we frequent other places. And the difference between that is that this location, going to a Black-owned establishment, is you're putting money back into your community. And I think it also helps to talk about the twofold understanding of what it means to have a seat at the table, but also build your own table, right? Because with being a Black-owned business, you're doing the both. Because now you have representation as a business owner in the overall business community. But you're not subjected to another person's demands and rules and restrictions on you. You are your own business owner. You have created a space for yourself, and that means a lot. That means a lot that you also have a seat at the table, but you're simultaneously building your own space. And who's not to say, thinking forward and positively, who's not to say that supporting your business right now, Chocolate City Bar and Grill is an establishment that could hold roughly 50 people in capacity wise. Who's not to say that us supporting you guys on a regular basis will not translate into a bigger venue one day, you know, or a secondary venue, you know, where right now we have this bar lounge experience, and in the future we could have something like the venue as a possibility of a space where now we're not necessarily going to our counterparts and feeding and funneling them our money, but we're going to establishments that were made by us, for us, you know. And I think that speaks volume, and we need to continue to put out programming out there, because there was this controversial thing, and you guys got to tell me how you feel about this, that a influencer said that just because you're a Black business doesn't mean I need to support you. Right? And I think that speaks to what you guys were doing in that 7-hour span of taking over, right? Because it was like, you know, and I don't want us to be afraid at this table to speak in full transparency of what that looks like, you know, when you are a Black business and you don't really have the pulse of your community, right? So it's not that necessarily the Black community doesn't want to support you. It's just that you're not given a supply that is demanded by or needed by that community. So, you know, that aspect of, hey, just because you're Black owned, does that mean your community is going to support you? Well, I say the centuries of trauma already places a barrier on that, right? You know, because a lot of times our community will say, oh, well, they don't have the proper professionalism or this, that, and the other. And then you add the extra barrier of, okay, are they given the necessary need that we're looking for, right? So it's kind of like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, is it, if it's Black owned, are you doing it, or is it like, you know what, I need to see how they working with me?
I mean, I will say, well, my opinion, if it's something that I'm not like interested in, then okay, then I can see the need of not going. But if it's something that I actually like doing, like for example, Chocolate City. Chocolate City is a place where you can mingle, you can, you know, eat, you can drink, you can congregate, you know, you can have entertainment. Everybody loves to be entertained. Everybody loves eating. You know, people, they may not drink. I go to Chocolate City a lot of times. I don't drink. I get
coconut water.
Coconut water, exactly. You know, but at the end of the day, and we've had meetings at Chocolate City.
Right,
you know what I mean? So, you know, you just can't judge a book by its cover. At least like try it for once, and if you didn't have a good experience, then don't go back.
I think that's a good point right there.
Right.
I think
Don't
that's
go
a good
back.
point. You know, at least experience it once, you know, like, you know, like, hey, it's a Black owned business. If it's a service that I would normally use, if it's something that I don't mind using, something that I want to try out, at least try it once, you know, because then you could say, you know, I made that effort to support my community. And that's what it's really about, because these gentlemen in that 7-hour span just told us that they didn't necessarily get into this business because they were looking for the opportunity, but they saw that an opportunity was going to be taken away. You know, an establishment of ours was going to be taken away. So they did it for our community, and now it's for us to come in and lift them up and keep them supported and able to provide the space for us. And I think that's why, for me, it's important to build programming in this for our community, by our community.
Right, absolutely.
I have a question. Do y'all face any obstacles as being a black bar?
Yeah.
Yes, we had to funding was a very big obstacle. We have to, everything that we do, we have to do above and beyond. So our credit couldn't be 600. It had to be 800 to get the loan approved. Well, the loan took so long that we wrote our own checks, and we did it dollar by dollar on our own backs. So there's very few programs that really help you start a business. You really have to put your own money up, your own time, your equity, and even with suppliers, we don't have the power to buy the quantities. So our pricing is cheaper than anyone else's, pretty much, but we're paying more for the product. So there's always things that are going to make it a little bit more challenging. But being an entrepreneur in itself, I've had several businesses. I've owned pizzerias. I owned hair salons. I did. We had 2 nursing homes up in Palm Beach that we own. And what I learned was you have to allow people the chance to open up a business and be supportive. Even though my most easiest example, we're on vacation. There was a little kiosks, and I bought some candles. I didn't need the candles. They were black. It was a black couple, and they were doing these handmade candles. And then the candle cost $40, and all I'm thinking is, I go to Targets and get a candle for $9.99. Why am I about to pay $40 for this candle? But I had to support them because they're there. They're putting forth the effort, and they just. Without our supports, they wouldn't be there, and their family. They were so thankful for the sale because I bought like about 4 of them to give them out as Christmas
Oh,
gifts.
he got money.
I'm telling you.
And our black entertainment, Tony,
Tony,
Lenora.
Antonio Edwards, Lenora J.
We're gonna have you're gonna talk trash. You're gonna
I know.
We're going to put her on that mic for
I
chocolate
like
city.
it with a capital R around you. Yes.
So definitely
forward
think
to it,
about,
yes.
yeah,
That Kendra is very talented with talking trash.
definitely think about supporting these events, and of course we want to make programming for our community. So definitely come out. There's an event on Valentine's Day. We're taking over singles, and Chocolate City is playing Cupid for the night. So Chocolate City will be our Cupid arrow hooking
short-lived.
short-lived connection.
Connection, right.
Forever romances.
One night only.
Yes, you could definitely find your true love or your one night only romance.
Okay.
And then on the 27th, that's a Thursday, we're gonna have Chocolate City Talks, which is an open mic experience, and these are all programming that we're doing for the Black and Brown community in a Black LGBTQ plus owned and operated establishment, the only one in Wilton Manors and that of South Florida for the LGBTQ plus community. So it's very important, and I think just in terms of supporting it, they're providing programming that why not support it, It's
Right.
just an extra layer of being there. So I look forward to us really setting the tone and building something that our community enjoys and can flourish and really respect. That is the big LGBTQ plus story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ plus stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.